not sure. Is anybody hearing me? Let's see what's going on here. Hang on one second. Hello. There we are. I think we're live now. Hello. I'm just getting used to these new settings, so just give me a moment. But I think we're good to go. Okay. This is Sasha Sabbath of entrepreneursoulcoach.com, and we are now into day 27 of the Radical Soul Expansion and Success 30-Day Tip Series with the hashtag Thrive, Make Money, Lead. So, what we're doing in this tip series is a very specific outcome, and that is for you to have a sense of self empowerment, connecting more deeply with your spiritual energies, your spiritual powers of intuition and directing energy so that you can create greater results in your personal life and your professional life. And for those of you who are new to me, I am hired by entrepreneurs who are spiritually based, mission driven, very much results oriented, who are here to make money, to serve, to know their worth, and to get on with it. No matter what is going on in the outer world, get on with it from the heart, from wisdom, with a very strong sense of soul purpose, destiny, or mission. And so this tip series is based upon bringing forth a commitment to humanity and a commitment to thriving, to abundance, to community, to love, what I call the humanity codes. And in this process, there is a great deal of self reflection, self healing, and self love. It is only through those kinds of self based start points that we really can serve and help others. I am calling this particular tip, I have to get the title here so I get all the words right. I have named this day 27 to be soul leadership, self healing, radical results despite outer circumstances. And you can go into Unit 14 of our Light Leader group here on Facebook. And this tip series in Unit 14 has already 26 previous tips. And today is our 27th tip. And it is called Radical Soul Expansion and Success 30-Day Tip Series. It is filled with techniques and mindsets, ways to take self-control, self-management, to bring forth your best self in all kinds of circumstances, where you can help yourself bring what I call heaven to earth, meaning your dreams, your visions, that which you really want to have happen in the outer world, as well as become the person that you need to be to have what you want. What spurred this particular tip, excuse me a second here, was the current state of affairs that are occurring in the United States right now. And for those of you who listen to this replay, even if you listen to this replay years from now, what is occurring is galactic and epic for the United States. And I will say up front, this is a religion-free zone and this is a political-free zone. What this is a very clear and certain specification of events that are taking place. Neutral, objective, that's it. Now, the reason that this has to do with success has to do with the fact that we are living in an environment where our creativity, our vision, our emotions, our centeredness, our call for unification absolutely impacts our businesses, our families, our relationships, our health. And it brings forth a triggering, a catalytic desire to know What can I do in this situation? There are two themes that I am going to blend together in this tip, and that is the theme of when we ourselves need to self transform, as well as we looking at outer world events and deciding what are we going to do. Now, I am hired by business owners and community contributors, people who want to lead, whether they own a business or not, so that they have a feeling of fulfillment. They have a feeling that their creativity, their values matter, and they are going to bring their creativity, their values out into the world in some form that is true to who they are, as opposed to being censored, being crushed, being intimidated, being sideswiped, being decentered to the point of just not being able to rise up and function. My purpose in this tip series is to give you tools and techniques and understanding so that when life hits, you know how to take care of yourself, you know how to make money, you know how to get out there and bring out your best vision of your unique contribution. This tip series, when you go into the unit section, is going to show you a realm of ways to work with energy and your intuition, your own communication with the spirit worlds, regardless of what your religion is. The spirit worlds meaning you in connection with your soul. That is what we are after. Because it is only when we are in harmony with our soul, in harmony with our spiritual world, that we are able to bring a power and a truth that is purely the essence of who we are. So you can listen back to day one, tip one of this series, so you can get more of a grounding of what this series is all about. Okay, so that's it on basics and what we're all about. What I'm asking you to do when you listen to this tip series is to really start thinking of yourself and start thinking about where you are holding yourself back, where you are procrastinating, where you may be self-sabotaging through thoughts, through emotions, through knowing what to do but not doing it, by being scattered, by being unfocused, by being any number of ways where you want to be just more effective, you want to be happier, you want to be moving in the direction that is right for you. And so at the end of this tip, I'm going to make a very special invitation to you, a call to action, if you will, where you have an opportunity to spend 30 minutes with me in a complimentary procrastination and overwhelm elimination healing session. That's just going to be the tip of the iceberg. And in that series of moments where we're going to be working together, I will use my intuitive abilities and my healing skills to help you see at the very root what is really holding you back, what your higher self is ready for you to start looking at in terms of your gifts that you are online right now ready to bring out in bigger ways, and the block that is ready to be healed. So we'll talk about more of that at the very end. We're talking here about soul leadership. I'm looking at my notes because I really want to make sure I say it all. Soul leadership, self-healing, radical results despite outer circumstances. So we need to be real for a minute here. Those of you who know me know that I love deeply, I'm very sensitive, and I'm also a very no-nonsense individual. And now is the time for all of us to get very real. Here in the United States, there are two things that have erupted at the same time. One is an upsurgence of hatred and racism in the light of a recent murder that we all got to watch on somebody's video of George Floyd, an Afro-American man. Yeah, he didn't have a great past, but who doesn't? Who isn't guilty of something in their past? But we watched him get murdered by police officers who were racist and proven to be so. That's theme number one. Theme number two is our democracy here in the United States is under direct attack by this administration. Now, listen, this is a political, nonpartisan conversation. The Constitution says that people are allowed to have peaceful protest. Peaceful protesters were attacked with tear gas, uh, rubber bullets. They were beaten with batons. They were peacefully protesting across the street from a church where our president wanted to do a photo op. Now, if you get politically triggered, I am sorry. You are missing my point. My point here is that our democracy states, the Constitution states, that we have our right to protest. The looters and the violent offenders, that's another story. I'm not talking about them. I am talking about the peaceful protesters. I'm talking about heinous attacks on peaceful protesters and bringing in the military, which is not to happen unless there is radical upsurgence, and that was not the case. Now, what does this have to do with your business and success and soul leadership? What does this have to do with self-healing and radical results regardless of the outer circumstances? Here is my answer. You are impacted by this in some way, shape, or form. And in this process, what can happen is it can trigger wounds inside of you. It can trigger a wealth, an eruption of pain and suffering that you have buried. And yes, in the presence of your mercy and your compassion and your desire that there be unification in a country, in a community, in a household, there are areas of our lives where we're out of whack, where we are not in alignment with our soul, whether it be our health, our relationships, our jobs, our careers, relationships in the family, relationships in the neighborhood, relationships at work. And it all builds up inside. And for those people who might feel a guilt that their lives are doing well when somebody else's life is doing poorly, or somebody else didn't make it, whether it be because they died from the COVID virus or war times, or something happened where they were at the effect of violence. These are very real realities right now. It is very real to walk into a convenience store or be on a transit, a bus, a train, something, or just walking down the street or jogging, and somebody who feels that they are better than this person comes out, traumatizes, attacks, assaults. What is this? What is this? What is happening here? Now, this is not a doom and gloom tip. This is a tip on facing the music, facing what is, and deciding where lies within you your soul power to help, to heal yourself, and to heal others. And again, what does this have to do with you being able to build a thriving business? It does, because your truth and your commitments and your values absolutely shine through your business transactions, the people that you magnetize to you, your clarity about who your ideal clients and customers are, the topics upon which you write your blogs, you deliver your public speaking topics. All of this is connected. It's an alchemical, miraculous integration, because on some level you chose to incarnate in this lifetime at this time. And so now's the time for all of us to claim our values, make the best of our personalities, and to be very committed to developing our gifts and talents. Excuse me 1 second. It's a big whopper cup. So this really is a kind of a cheerleading conversation to rally you up, to stir you up, to have you step back and ask yourself, okay, where might I be condemning myself, judging myself? Because here's what I really believe. The inner world reflects the outer world. All that's happening in the country right now and in the world, including the coronavirus, is some manifestation of a collective consciousness unrest, illness, and hatred. And we have to look at ourselves to see where are we poisoning ourselves? Where are we condemning ourselves? Where are we cutting off the ability to thrive within ourselves? Where are we choosing to allow negativity and past circumstances to erupt, erode, shatter our goodness? Where we say things that are just wrong, where we do things that are just wrong. Wrong by whose standards? By the standards of your soul, by the standards of your sense of humanity. Now, let me tell you something. There are people out there who think it's really cool, it's really powerful to walk into a convenience store and to tell somebody who is not white Caucasian that they don't belong in this country. Go figure. Well, what about the fact that person might have been born here, and even if they weren't born in the United States, who are you to think that you are better just because of your skin color? I'm telling you, it is insane. There is a level of insanity. Now, again, I'm going to circle back to business, to creativity, to making money, to building a community, to building a vibration, a resonance of goodness and goodwill. How do you do that when such painful things are happening? That is the question. How you do that, number one, is to decide where do you want to help. Now, if we go back to your businesses, or you go back to your households, and you go back to your community efforts, what you're looking at is, what is it that you want to bring forth into the world? Yes, you want to have financial well-being. Excuse me. Yes, you want to have a home that is safe. You want to have a healthy life. You want to have people surround you who love and respect you. And so the more you look at yourself and ask yourself this one question: I am alive today. What is the value that I bring? I am alive today. What is the value that I bring? I have a group of friends who I adore, who have been involved with war and battle. They are the cream of the crop of warriors fighting for our country. And they have presented to me the concept of survivor's guilt. We can look right here, right now, with what happened with George Floyd and others like him, who were brutally murdered for no reason, and who were brutally harmed, intimidated, murdered, regardless of what color skin. That's not what I'm talking about. There's a driving theme of how do we value other people's lives. We start by valuing our own. Let's go back to business. Let's go back to money. Let's go back to building your contribution, your mission, in terms of what your skills are, what your talents are, what it is that you have worked an entire lifetime to perfect. And even if you weren't working on it, just the fact that you lived through whatever times you lived through brought you to a place of skill and mastery compassion and mercy, hopefully. Now, here's the thing. We in this country, actually, at this very moment, if a person really looks at what's going on with the bills, the regulations, where money is being directed, our democracy is under attack. Let's look at how we can heal that. Yes, of course, contacting your lawmakers for whatever good that's going to do, who knows, but maybe it will. Protests, yes, but be safe, be smart. The other way, in addition to that, is to look and see on a day-to-day basis, how are you sabotaging yourself? Excuse me. When you get into arguments with people you love, what's going on? Really? Can you do it differently? What would it take? In business, in my particular industry, and in because I am a mentor and a healer and a psychic intuitive for business owners who are soul purpose based, mission driven, intuition based, we build our communities, we reach out, we let people know what our services are, and we follow up. Where are you holding yourself back from what you charge? From not wanting to reach out to certain people because you don't think you're good enough? Whatever the reason might be, you're procrastinating, you're stopping yourself, you're on hold. Why? Why? Now is the time, as you look at this pandemic of virus, is to look inside and see, how might I be creating a virus in my own system that is weakening me, that is causing me to have trouble breathing, meaning expanding, getting out there, celebrating who I am? Where are you doing that? It's all tied together. It may seem like I'm jumping around. However, what I'm doing is I'm piecing together different isolated concepts. But the main concept is the inner world reflects the outer world. Our democracy is under attack. Hatred of thinking that somebody's life is more valuable than another person's life based on what? Based on skin color? Based on religion? Are you kidding? Now, I'm getting a little intense here because it's intense out there right now. We have hundreds of thousands of people dying from a virus because we don't have the right testing, but where is that money going? We don't have the right equipment, but where is that money going? The people that are helping and sacrificing their lives are heroes. So we have to feel a fire. I'm going to be starting a community gathering. I'll work out the details, and if you're interested, then put into this thread here, or if you're listening to the replay, just contact me either in email or on Facebook. My email address is info@entrepreneursoulcoach.com, and I'll put it into the description here. It's going to be a community, very short laser meetings called Focus, Fire, and Fun. Focus so that we regain our focus of what it is we want, where we're going. Fire meaning feel what is going on in the country, in the world right now, and decide, am I ready to break through? Am I ready to stop the procrastinating? Am I ready to start using more of my spiritual connection so that when I choose priorities, when I choose how to be the most effective with my time, with my emotions, with my talents, with my money, with my resources, with my love, am I on track? Am I being true to my highest expression of my soul purpose path? And fun, because in the midst of all this, There is love. There is gratitude. There are blessings. There is light. People are coming together and they are bringing great love, great wisdom. We are crossing boundaries and we are bringing forth the true humanity, which is we are all humans. We are part of the human species. No one is better than another person. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your shape and size. I don't care what your economic structure is. I don't care what your talents are. We are all equal. Yes, we have different strengths, but we also have our own weaknesses. And I am saying this to you because you are coming out into the world and you carry, even in silence, the vibration of your beliefs, the vibrations of your standards, and your vibration of how are you going to use your free will. Let's go back to business. Let's go back to business owners. Let's go back to what it takes to make money. Let's go back to what it takes to have the courage to reach out to people and say, this is what I do. Would you like me to help you? If not, that's great. God bless. Be successful. Go find your right fit people. But if you need what I do, I'm here. That's what I'm trying to model for you in this tip. The self-healing is for those who are struggling with a negativity from a trauma, from a programming. Let's say you grew up in a household that was racist, where they hated and they hurt and they destroyed other people, but you're not like that. That's a hard thing to carry, but there is a way to heal that. Let's say you were bruised and traumatized from early childhood. How do you move forward with that kind of trauma in your nervous system? There are ways to self-heal. And the main thing that I say is to fill yourself up with light. Now that might sound really airy-fairy, and I'm sorry. Yes, there are situations that require much more of a methodology and a healing system and a healing protocol. And if any of you are interested in the kind of healing work that I do, please, by all means, take advantage of getting in touch with me and let's set up a procrastination and, excuse me, overwhelm elimination session where I will work with you with healing energies for a short while. It's only the tip of the iceberg. This is me giving you an overview sense of what's involved. But we will get down to what is a key gift that you are ready to bring out into the world even more. And what is the key block that you are ready to transform at this time. And those people who are suffering from a dominant negative obsession, compulsion, to either think that your life is not important enough, or, in contrast, for you to think that your life is better, that your view of somebody else's life is right, no matter what that other person says. It's all a question of perception and how you interpret, digest, assimilate, and learn from your past experiences. And that is all very subjective. There is no should. There is no should. There is only free will and choice. So if a person is suffocating and is suffering from a dark, negative experience or series of experiences, my home base that I ask you to go to is, I am here, meaning you talking to you. I am here. What is the value that I bring to my world? And to listen and to let yourself have that and to get the help that you need. Do not sink into depression. Do not sink into hopelessness, helplessness. There is a lot of love out there. There is a lot of skill out there. There is a lot of talent out there. There is a lot of mastery from people who have suffered as well and have come out the other side. Give yourself the gift to find those people. And for those who feel drawn to what I'm saying and you want to talk to me, please write in this thread and say, I'm interested. I am opening up 6 slots this week to have this specialized, very focused procrastination and overwhelm elimination complimentary session where we're going to get to the root of what is really going on, and then you will come away with my suggestions of an action plan, which might include us working together. And if we're not a fit, then I will make whatever suggestions I can. Self-healing right now is critical because the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. What is the inner racist living inside you? What is the virus that you have unleashed on yourself living inside you? What is the imprisonment, the let me find the right words, the destruction of democracy within yourself? How are you robbing yourself of your own democracy within yourself? Democracy meaning the rights to have a voice, to be true to yourself, as opposed to having a dictator, lying, breathing hatred. Do you do that to yourself? How and where? Or do you do it to others, and why? Now, I'm all for having your own opinion about how things should be. And you might want to remove yourself from relationships and environments that are not in alignment with that. However, when you breed lies and hatred, you are not part of the solution, my friend. You are indeed part of the problem. And so I invite you to stand in a heightening of a truly spiritual connection within you. And what I do is I teach my people, my students, my clients, how to connect to their higher self, how to connect to their spirit teams for those who want that. But basically, it is the God within you. I have a lot of Christian people who work with me because they understand that the God within comes through your intuition, comes through your connection with your soul. And with that, you are able to accelerate the manifestation of the goals that you want to create in your businesses, in your jobs, in the communities, in the lives that you touch. It all starts with your connection to your God within. Again, this is religion-free zone. I don't care what religion you have. What I know is that God is good. God lives within you. And God has his, her, its emissaries in the form of angels, in the form of spirit teams. And it's up to us to find our special, unique connection there. The title of this tip is Soul Leadership, Self-Healing, and Radical Results Despite Outer Circumstance. Radical results means you commit, you recommit, you commit again, you recommit again to what it is you want, and you stop at nothing. You don't let anything stop you. But you have to work on yourself. You have to transform yourself, and I'm here to help you. So for those of you who want to be part of the 6 people that are ready to talk to me this week, by all means get in touch with me here at this thread. Just say, I'm interested, and I'll get in touch with you. And those of you who are seeing the replay someplace else, contact me at info@entrepreneursoulcoach.com. I have a couple of things coming up. I'm going to be starting a special, very intimate coaching and healing group for results, for soul accelerated success results. That's coming up in 2 weeks. And I also have VIP days where I will work intensely with people, one-on-one, for 6 hours where we're going to go through all the loose ends in your life and see what you need to do, what changes you need to make. I will use my psychic intuitive skills. I will use my healing skills to help you let go of the obsolete that's just driving you nuts so that you can move on, because look what is happening around you. My invitation is for you to hold an inner protest, a benevolent inner protest, not a violent protest against yourself, but a peaceful, innocent, heartfelt, internal protest, so that your life can thrive, so that your life can come forward. Self-healing, soul leadership, despite the outer circumstances. Let these outer circumstances drive you home to your connection to yourself. Let these outer circumstances break your heart open, where you want to help, where you see your fellow brothers and sisters suffering and you say, not on my watch. That's what I want for all of us, not on my watch. You are powerful beings. You have a soul that is vibrant and alive. Yes, there are soul wounds. Yes, there are ways that we sabotage ourselves. I'm here for you. So let's get together and we'll see about a way for us to have a conversation, to have a 30-minute session, to see if I can be there for you to go even deeper into the things that you're ready to bring out into the world right now. It's spring cleaning. Let's get to it, right? In the meantime, you can go to my website. It is being remodeled, so please, I beg you, understand that what you're going to see is a very outdated website template, but it's being changed as we speak. My website address is entrepreneursoulcoach.com. So check it out. Look what's on there. You'll see the paradigms. You'll see the testimonies of people whose lives have been transformed by the healing energies that I work with, as well as the paradigms of soul purpose and mission. I'm saying all this to you because this is the door that has opened for us, and I'm inviting you to walk through. Soul leadership means you will not compromise. You will rise up and embrace your values, your anger, your suffering, your hurting because of what you see is happening. But don't stop there. Don't stop there. Take the next step and ask yourself, how can I help? Not, I'm helpless, I don't know what to do, I'm powerless. No, no, no. You can do that for a couple of seconds and then switch gears to, how can I help? Because you can. Whether it means donating, whether it means helping out your neighbor, whether it means buying some food and giving it to somebody, whether it means standing in front of an idiot, who's saying to somebody else that they're not good enough because of their skin color or because of their religion or any such similar garbage. Excuse me, I'm being authentic. I'm from New York, and this hurts. This hurts. A lot of us are hurting right now. Why? Because it's wrong. And because we were not born into this lifetime to destroy humanity. We were born into this lifetime to heal humanity, to make humanity better. And that includes other species. That includes protecting our other species brothers and sisters instead of opening up refuges, or however you pronounce it, and then go for fun, for sport, trophy hunting, these magnificent beings that are other species. We have to wake up. Not crumble, not be completely destroyed by hatred and revenge, but use that fire and go into your intuition and find out how you can help. My invitation to you is to no longer tolerate the intolerable. I am asking you, do not procrastinate. Please be one of the 6 people that jump on the opportunity to get in touch with me, We'll have our time together. We'll see what blocks are ready to be removed so that you can claim more of the best of who you are and to bring the goodness, the creativity, the hard earned wisdom that you've learned from your life lessons, and to have fun and to make money and to love and be loved. So that's my message, everyone. I look forward to speaking to you soon. You can go to the Unit 14 in the Light Leader group to see the other 26 previous tips. And I also have a YouTube playlist, which I will also put in this main description. And I would suggest you study them. I would suggest you take my words to heart, if only for one reason and one reason only. You are here. Your life is valuable. Stop procrastinating. Stop putting the brakes on. Stop telling yourself now isn't the time. Now is the time. Thank you for understanding my New York personality. And as a psychic intuitive and as a healer, what I want for you is to thrive, make money, and lead. You can, you are, do more of it. God bless. Bye for now.